Today I'm going to walk you through the Flock Fiber Festival and everything I got while I was in Seattle. Hey y'all, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to Moonraker Makes, my channel where I talk about everything I've been up to lately, craft-wise, knitting, weaving, and otherwise. Today I'm going to be talking about everything I got while I was at Flock Fiber Festival. I went into Flock with a plan. I had a list and I had a budget and we had a plan of attack. I went with another knitty friend. We traveled together for this and I did very well. I stayed in budget. I got everything that I wanted with a few notable exceptions, which I will talk about. So my goal was I wanted at least 300 to 500 grams of fiber because I would like to learn to spin, as well as a drop spindle, so I have something to learn to spin on. I also was interested in getting at least one tank top quantity of summery yarn to be able to knit the Lily Top by Sari Nordland. I didn't really have like a color goal in mind. I just wanted something that was like a summery blend. It's also a sport weight pattern, so that was like a very specific gauge that I needed to look for. I also kind of had a general goal of getting some cute stitch markers as well as a mug. I really wanted one with a quilt block, but I found one that I think is even cuter, so I'm gonna show it to you guys. One of the booths that my friend and I both wanted to make sure we hit up was Golden Hour Knitwear. For the first day of Flock, we both wore our novice vest by Petite Knit in Golden Hour Knitwear's Dark Academia collection. I've worn it a couple times in the channel, but I'll put a picture in case you don't remember what mine looks like. I wanted to get some of the spinning fiber in the same color, Drawing Room, because I just love this green color. So I picked up one braid. This is her Philosopher's Blend fiber. Just look how pretty that is. The color is gorgeous. This has 50% Polwarth, 30% alpaca, and 20% Tussa silk, and this is a 4-ounce braid. Excuse me in this video, but all of my labels are going to be slightly mussed. I promise they were perfect when I purchased these, but getting them back into my carry-on, every single label got a little bit smushed and bent, so I promise that was my fault and not all of these vendors. But look how pretty that is. While we were at Golden Hour Knitwear, she also was selling these totes by Sunfreckled Studio. This is just a canvas tote I think this is the Chai gingham. This tote is great. It has a zipper top. There's also a zipper pocket in it and 2 slip pockets. I used this as my shopper tote the entire weekend, and when I packed to come home, everything I bought fit in this bag. So I'm a big fan. I carried it a little bit this weekend too, and I'm really pleased with this purchase. I think I looked at their website. They have a lot of really beautiful colors, not just the gingham, but they also have some like ditzy florals, and I think this would make a really good gift for some other people coming up. Continuing with my fiber adventures, this is so pretty on camera. It looks a little bit darker in person, but I think it's just because it's actually like well lit on camera. This is a braid of 100% American Rambouillet, 4 ounces from Little Fiber Co. This is their shade Autumn in the City. It's just so, so pretty. I also got 2 hanks of this roving from Skagit Woolen Works. It's a local Washington business. These are 60/40 alpaca fine wool in the color fawn, and I just love this really neutral, like kind of creamy beige color. I think this will look good. My goal going into this was to get enough fiber that all kind of went together, if I can hold all of it, to spin a shift cowl by Andrea Mowry as my first kind of spinning project. I know her projects, she does a lot of her projects with hand spinners in mind, and so I was excited to see what these would look like together. I think they're really, really pretty. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna apply them together to make kind of like, this one's already variegated, but I just wanna see how they end up looking. I'm really excited about the way like these 3 are gonna look together though. I also went by Kiera Wiggins, or she also goes by, her Instagram handle is Kiera WXYZ. I got 2 of these. This is Moon Pulled Shores. It's 50% merino wool, 30% blue-faced Leicester, 15% nylon, and 5% stellina. So I hope this picks up on camera, but it just has the most beautiful iridescent like rainbow stellina in it. I got one skein of this the first day of flock, no, one braid of this, and I went back and I got a second one because I just loved it so much. I think this will be its own project. I'm not sure what yet. I might just spin this yarn up and see what it wants to be, what the gauge comes out being, and what it looks like plied, and how it feels like in the drape, and then kind of make a decision from there. Also, while I was at her booth, I picked up a breed exploration starter kit. So this is 20 grams, 6 20-gram balls of various different kinds of wool, like undyed wool. So this is blue-faced Leicester, Corriedale, Merino, Polwarth, Shetland, and superwash Merino. You can see all the breeds there on the back. These are really cute. So they all come in like little balls, and they've got bands where they're labeled, which I love. This one feels really nice. I'm excited to spin these. I already spun one, which is exciting. So this is the BFL. I went ahead and spun, so you can kind of see this is my first ball of spun yarn, so that's exciting. I haven't plied it yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I think I might do a little experiment where I knit and ply all of these and like try different kinds of plying techniques and knit little swatches with these and just keep them as references so that I know what all the different breeds feel like. So in the future when I'm buying fiber or yarn and I see different, I think that's kind of why I wanted to get this, because when I see like different indie dyers and they're like, oh, this one's Corriedale, this one's BFL, I haven't knit with any of those, so I don't actually know like which one I would prefer, even of the same gauge and color. So I think this will help me figure that out and have like a little breed study. And to spin up all that fiber from Northwest Mercantile and Yarns, I got this Turkish spindle. This is in their mystery wood, so I don't actually know what kind of wood it is. But as you can see, I've already been spinning a little bit on it. This is what I spun up that BFL with while we were in our cabin in Olympic, which was fun. This was a little sample. It actually came with a different drop spindle I bought online at the recommendation of a friend. And I just kind of wanted to try it. So this is yarn that I spun. It was only like 3 grams of yarn that I spun and plied to kind of do a ply test. I spun this particular fiber on just a regular drop spindle, but then I plied it on the Turkish spindle, which I really like. I like that the Turkish spindle is bottom heavy instead of top heavy like a normal drop spindle. I think that makes it, at least for me, spin a little bit more evenly. So I've had a lot of fun with that. It also comes apart so that you can travel with it, which is also nice. For yarn purchases, I think I did so good. So I went in, like I said, wanting to get a summery blend, and I found one in a sport weight, which is really exciting. Les Garçons. We went by there and absolutely loved the colors. Their color selection was right up mine and my friend's alley. Such pretty, like, you know, this burnt orange, like browns, really dark purples, pretty greens, and then they had some mixes of all of those, like pre-blended. And I'd never heard of this brand. I think all their stuff's in French, so I think they're from Quebec. But this is their Et base, which is their sport weight. It's 50% cotton, 30% silk, and 20% linen. This feels so soft. And they had lots of samples that you could go through and see the colors and like feel everything. And this yarn, there was a t-shirt knit up in like a chestnut shade of this, and it was incredibly soft and drapey. Loved it. So I got 3 skeins of this. I don't know if I'll actually need all 3. I feel like I might need like 2 and a little bit more for the Lily vest from Sorry Nordland. So I'm really excited about this, and I think this color will look nice on me. And this will be a nice garment that I can wear in spring, summer, and then layer under stuff in the fall too. And I think this color will be good for that. One of my unplanned purchases was a stop by Sorella yarn. I stopped and talked to Ashley because I wanted to show her a picture of my finished Beatrix cardigan, which I knit in her home line in the shade Novel, as well as a strand of Knit Picks Alpaca Cloud Lace, which I believe they discontinued. Her was really cute. She had a lot of her home line and her new marls, and then a big section preview of her 90s collection that is coming out this weekend at the time of my filming, but I think the pre-order might be closed by the time I actually get this posted. She had a archive wall of a bunch of yarn from past collections that they were still selling. And I picked up 2 of this. I didn't get anything from the coffee collection because I was trying to be good and not buy any extra yarn. But I couldn't resist when I saw it on the archive shelf. She had 2 skeins of Room for Cream, which is this really pretty medium, like kind of cool toned brown with lots of purples in it from her coffee house collection. These are both in nylon socks. So I do not know exactly what I'll knit with these. I think I have enough that I could make a tank top. I don't think I want these to be socks since I have 2 and I have a lot of sock yarn right now. I think I want to try to do a tank top. Looking at the yardage, maybe the Leela top. I've been really excited about making that. I think it's really beautiful. So we'll see, TBD. But this was a happy, unexpected purchase. Getting into notions and other little things that I purchased. One of my goals or desires, probably not a goal. One of my desires is to get a cute mug. It's been ages since I bought myself like a proper cute, just fun mug. I wanted a quilt block mug, but I found this. It was Jam PDX. So this was a Seattle Potter too. It has a cute saucer and it's got these little ladybugs on it. She had so many cute ceramics. She had this whole collection. I thought this was darling. She said she had not really done many saucers before and she was really glad that these were, I think she only had a couple. She was really, really happy with the way this came out. She said she was gonna make some more since people liked them. She had lots of really beautiful ceramics. She also had some with like flowers and bees. Very, very cute. Happy with that purchase. There was also this vendor, Alana Gabrielle, who was selling some printed cotton and linen textile type products. So I got a bandana from her. She also had like cloth napkins and tea towels and stuff like that. I really loved this star quilt print bandana. I think this will be really pretty. Sometimes when I hike, I like to wear, this might pick up on the mic, but I like to wear, this one's obviously new, so it's a little crunchy, but I like to wear them around my neck. You can also wear it in your hair. I think this will be super, super cute. It needs a good wash. It's a little stiff, but that print was really pretty. She had a lot of really, really cute prints, like tomatoes and different florals and herbs. And Alana is based out of Portland, Oregon. Yeah, wear it in your hair or around your neck, wrap up a gift, use as a picnic spread or altar cloth, gather acorns and treasures, or as an accessory for your bag or a cute pet. So, another one of my kind of impulse purchases was, this was a gift. We stopped at Kitty and Cupcake on our second day. I got this, they had lots of themed like witch stickers. I got this hedge witch sticker. This is actually gonna be for a friend. I'm gonna mail this to her. She is a very good hedge witch. And I got for myself, this is like a rainbow D20 dice washi tape. I love using washi tapes for my watercolors and also to seal up my letters. I'm really allergic to glue, so I like using this instead of licking the envelope because this isn't as sticky. I don't react to it as much either. But washi tapes are also just really cute for your mail. In terms of notions, we went to Sunrise Grove Knittery. They had so many cute little like wood burn stitch markers. I got this set that is 3 tarot cards, the sun, moon, and stars, that I really loved. I also got from, what was this one called? Making Treasures. This quilt block, green quilt block, like Progress Keeper stitch marker that's resin. And I got some matching garment tags that are like little green quilt blocks. So I was excited about these. Someone also gave me, I had made a bunch of little stitch markers and gave out stickers and like little pouches, just to, you know, like make friends and talk to people. And one of the people that I gave a stitch marker, she had also made like little stitch marker, and it's also in a keychain ring. So it's got like a lobster clasp, so if you want to use it like a stitch marker, but it's like a little skein of yarn with like embroidery thread. And I thought that was really cute. So I kept that in my bag. I might actually put it on one of my project bags as like a little bag charm, because I think that's really, really neat. One of the purchases, we went back on the second day. We had very specific goals in mind. I got most of the things that I wanted on the first day. Second day, like I said, I went back to Kira Wiggins because I wanted to get some more of her fiber, because I had bought one braid, but I wanted to pick up another one. I also, we met a girl at the brewery event. We went to the Stop Brewery event on Saturday night, and she was talking about Fiber and Flame, which I remembered we had gone through their booth, but I hadn't bought anything. It was one of those moments where everything was just so crazy and there were so many people that I don't think my friend and I, either one, like kind of like actually looked at what we were looking at. So we went back the second day and we both got some of these glass stitch markers. Aren't these so, so pretty? These rings. So I got these like periwinkle colored ones that are kind of like teardrop shaped, as well as these like sage green ones that have like a little ball on each one. So I thought those were really, really beautiful. She also had like glass cable needles and little glass like acorn bottles that she blew to use as like holders for your stitch markers, which was really, really neat. Another influence from the brewery event, we saw a couple people wearing the Mabel and Jess stitch marker necklaces, and my friend and I both thought that was such a cute idea. So we went back and purchased one. I got the gold one, so it has like a little clip on it and you can put little stitch markers onto it. I got a pumpkin and a mushroom, and I also added my little Gemini charm. I have a video, at the end of this video, I'm also going to have a blog of all of my Seattle and Olympic footage. And I have a video of me like unboxing this and putting it on. So if you're interested to see this up close, stick around for that too. This was actually so handy knitting in the car and on the plane to just have stitch markers here. I finished up a sock while I was there, as well as my tank top, which I'll talk about in my next podcast. But as I was, you know, going along and removing or adding stitch markers, I could just like pop them onto here and pop them back off without having to open up my whole Notions kit, which was really nice. So as well as being like a functional piece of jewelry, it's also really nice to just have your stitch markers ready to go. They were also so sweet. The girls at Mabel and Jess, I gave them both. I had a couple stitch markers that I had made left, and I gave both of them one, and they were so, so sweet. I really like their hats. I added one of their hats to my Christmas wish list. So if you are interested in, you know, a stitch marker necklace or any of their cute individual stitch markers, I will leave a link to their page down below as well. Thank you for being here with me today while I talked about everything that I got at Flock Fiber Festival. Everything, all the shops that I bought from and everything I talked about today is going to be linked in the description box down below. Following the end of this video, tacked on will also be all of my vlog footage from my time at Flock in Seattle, and then we spent a week in Olympic Park afterwards doing some hiking and just relaxing down in the like Beaver Forks area. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye. Line train is approaching the station.